Welcome back to the Seven Figure Flipping Podcast. I've got my friend Bret here. We are live at the 2-day Seven Figure Flipping Mastermind event where we have just a bunch of real estate investors who are growing their business, growing their impact, just doing things in their local community, in their market, getting together to refine our skills, see what we can take back to our businesses, our families, our communities, to improve our lives and the lives around us. So Bret, welcome, man.
Thanks for having me on. This is awesome.
Awesome. Okay. So take let's do 2 minutes.
Okay.
What is your background? How did you get into real estate, and where are you? What are you doing right now in real estate?
Started in the corporate world, kind of grew up there, learned leadership at that level, moved up, in that environment, but it had no purpose, right? So I was making good money, but I wanted more. I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I wanted to start my own thing. And so my dad and I both pivoted from the corporate world about a year and a half ago to start. We've had flipped houses on the side, and now we have a general contracting business, bathroom, kitchen remodels, and we're doing flips. And the focus this year, why we joined 7F, was to start scaling the flipping side of our business.
Okay, brilliant. I like that. Were you and your dad working together in corporate?
No.
Separately?
Yeah, separately.
And you guys both made the jump kind of into entrepreneurship?
Yeah, I always say like we left the corporate world. The corporate world kind of told us to leave. We ironically both had severance opportunities up that we saw as a sign and jumped on.
Yeah.
And so it gave us a little runway financially to make something work. And we had been talking about it for years. So
yeah. And I think that's fascinating because, the world speaks to you sometimes and you're like, oh, this is the best. And sometimes we hold on to stuff too long.
Yeah.
So you were kind of side saddling both the corporate world and flipping the houses on the side. Sounds like you guys were just like, gosh, what if we were just doing this full time?
Yeah. Yeah. In the corporate world, I mean, I had moved up as a director, and we got bought out by a big bank, and I would do all these things to get my team to improve, and I made some really good relationships and everything. But at the end of the day, it was like, okay, if I kick ass this year, it means we're going to process wires 20% faster.
Right.
Who cares?
Yeah.
It means nothing.
Yeah. The purpose behind that sometimes can be shallow.
Yeah.
Especially big corporate like that, especially if you're talking banks. So, but at the same time, you're flipping houses on the side, doing these deals.
We're doing most of the labor ourselves. We sub out some things, but we were just learning. He had a construction background, so that's where I was learning from him too.
Okay. So was he in it first and you were kind of like, oh, let me see, I want to be a part of this?
No, I was the one that dove in and wanted to invest. So I had a rental for a couple years, and then we naturally started gravitating towards flips. Being able to work together was obviously a benefit.
That's so cool.
So yeah.
Yeah. I feel like they can go like one of two ways with dad. Like, I don't know if I actually want to work with you.
So the funny thing about that is, like, we've had some rough times, we've had trying to figure things out, some like 20 grand plumbing surprise, that came at the way end of a flip.
Those are the best.
Plenty of these stories. Right. And I think most people in my situation, I have this super easy path in the corporate world. I could easily go back and get a job there and feed my family and be fine. My dad and I, being in it together, we never ever questioned letting the other one down. It was like, no, we're doing this.
Right.
There was no exit plan for each other.
I love that.
So that has worked. That has gotten us through a lot of the low moments.
It's like, hey, we got to make this work.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I think it's just really impressive. What would you say? So obviously the corporate world, and, even for me, as I was coming out of the military, which is a pretty impactful, purpose-driven job, but I started to feel the same kind of way. Like the better I didn't really necessarily make an impact, unless you're like going to combat, which we weren't anymore at that time. you find more purpose over here doing this entrepreneur thing, building teams, affecting the community. What would you say drives you guys, you and your dad, from a impact purpose perspective?
Yeah, I think most flippers do. This maybe isn't talked about as much, or that I hear from the community, but we always think about the families moving into the homes. Yeah. So we make some financial decisions that maybe aren't the best financially, but we know we put ourselves in the shoes of the next family in there and go like, oh, we think this would be really cool. This extra pantry, would be really cool for that family. And so that guides, you got to be careful with that, but that guides a lot of our decisions. So we do think a lot about our community. And even though we'll never know these people, there are some that we've, through our connections and stuff, we do get to know. And so that's always fun, going through the house with them too. So
you're like doing something in a house that it's like, maybe if I shouldn't add this because it doesn't necessarily fit the budget, but if we do add this, it will have a massive, it's one of those little nuanced things at a house that if you have this, it just makes your life better.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I think that's really cool and thoughtful. And honestly, I find I watch people come in and out of the real estate space all the time. And the people that stick around, or at least that have been around for a long time, they're all people who genuinely care about other people. It's like people who it's something bigger than themselves. It's bigger than money. Money is the first kind of hurdle.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? You got to have money to feed your family. You got to have money to, achieve your goals. But then what?
Yeah.
And then what else? Because it'll be just like corporate if there's nothing deeper than that. It'll literally get to the point where, well, I made all this money. It's like not fun anymore, or I don't feel driven anymore behind it.
Yeah.
So I think it's really, really important. So you guys came in to the community and you had some skills, like you'd already, you know, some construction stuff. You guys are smart on that. What would you say maybe something over the past, half year or so that you guys were like, oh, okay, this particular thing was the thing that I needed that's actually helped and impact my business that might help somebody else?
Two things. So we have 3 employees now that we're vertically integrating. So that has been a lot of lessons learned. Like when you go to hire, there's obviously, it's a whole new ball game. And so it's not just how much can we get done? We're trying to scale, right? So how much can we get a team to do? And so we've had to lean on a lot of our leadership skills and knowledge. And I'm not convinced yet that this is why I probably want to talk to more altitude members. Having a team in-house necessarily brings a lot of savings versus subbing out to contractors.
Yeah.
Because when you have employees, one thing I've learned is we might have a flip that's going to be done here in a month. And I start pinching my numbers, my margins on my underwriting, because I know I got to have work lined up for them.
Right. You got to continually feed that.
Yeah. Yep. So that's placed some undue pressure on some deals we've gotten where I should have been more patient and, got more offers out there instead of trying to get the offers that were in front of me at the time.
Interesting. So where do you fall on that? I obviously have some opinions on in-house versus just subcontracted in terms of scale for rehabs.
So part of my purpose though is leading a team. So I like this. I like going and working with the same guys every day, or when I do go to the job sites,
right.
Building those relationships. So it's just learning. The other part of it is learning what they can do and what they can't do.
Right.
And what we need to sub out. And so it's been a year of, of course, Rockstar thinks he can be excellent in 10 different trades. And it's like, oh, you really can't.
It's like, actually,
you really can't.
The tile job is terrible.
Yeah. Right.
Let's not have you do that anymore.
Yeah. Right. And so it's been a ton of those, kind of learning what we're good at, what we're not good at, and having candid conversations with each other about that and building our systems around that process. So it's been a year since we've had employees. And we're getting to a good point where, okay, for a flip, I can confidently say on day one, here's what they're going to do, and here's what we're subbing out.
Right.
And you're always building out your sub list. So,
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think everybody should have, there's two versions and two versions of the business, and they both actually work well to certain degrees. We've got, folks in the community doing 150, 250, 300 deals in a year, like crazy amount. Right. And there's a couple that have in-house teams. And there's a couple who swear by not having in-house teams, and they do not hire a general contractor. They will permit through a GC if needed. They have permitting internal to their business, but they're all subs. They're subbing and project managing the entire thing. And, you know, somebody on one side of the conversation has, you know, right now, 23, this is literally a conversation yesterday, 23 projects going on right now once. Okay. And another guy's got like 16, and he's like, oh, I got taken to the bank by a guy internal on my team, or a contractor I'd hired, and they were siphoning money through another outlet. There's a pro and a con to both sides.
Yeah.
I think, you can also, there are organizations out there who, will do your entire renovations for you, and they can do 20 a month.
Okay, right.
100 a month for you in a month.
Yeah.
At scale. That's how the hedge funds have been able to do this at scale, buy 1,000 homes in a year.
Yeah.
In a market. So yeah, I think the scaling is about the leadership, those systems and process you have in place. And to your point, putting people in the best position.
Yeah.
For them to win.
We do GC jobs too. So the quality has to be really good for clients too,
right,
with our guys. But I'm kind of liking this hybrid model of, I'm still building out my contractor and sub database, because as we go to scale, like we have 2 flips right now. If we do get a third one, like I'm subbing all of that out.
Right.
You know,
your team only has so much capacity.
Yeah. Yeah.
And one of the key performance indicators, so a lot of people track, the rehabs at scale, different statuses, different key performance indicators. Some guys will track from purchase to start a rehab. From purchase, what's the average time from purchase to exit? So full cash conversion cycle. Or some guys are tracking what's the average time across my portfolio from purchase to listed. To getting to market, because that's more of a controllable. And on average, about 120 days for a company at scale is what they're doing in Arizona.
Okay.
From purchase to listed. Yeah. And that number, they watch that number, and that number goes up 151 days. And then they have a problem, right? So there's always some problem somewhere, but you have to track the right things. The other thing that I see other companies track, the Weathers, Jonathan, he tracks number of days nothing's happening.
Oh, right.
So he tries to keep that to 0. As long as somebody's there working on something, moving it forward all the time, that's the one number he tracks.
So that drives a lot of their, because I've talked to Jonathan and Lauren. They will be they don't always have the lead generating activities going on. They don't want to flex. Yeah,
they have a really high quality, high margin business, and they're comfortable where they're at.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Right. And so when they have 2 at a time, she's not getting offers out there. She's waiting till the timing lines up,
they're fitting
which I
it
thought
out.
was interesting.
Yeah. And they may do 20 to 30 in a year max.
Yeah.
But that's good for them. Yeah. But if you want to do 10, 20 in a month, if you want to do 5 to 20 in a month, it's a little different of a game.
Yeah.
But you have to at some point, you have to have the right leadership in place, project management wise, and you have to have the right feedback for you to make good decisions.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
So those are those numbers, those things that you're tracking that help hold people accountable. I went to Michigan once. I met with Brian Kunka. He's an altitude guy, been in our community forever. And we have lunch, and he brings up his Google Maps, and he's got like 26 houses that he's got going on. And I mean, it's just it's a lot you can't put your hands on everyone. Yeah. It's impossible.
Yeah.
So you have to have, and this coming out of corporate, you have to have management in place with a feedback mechanism that lets you watch the numbers close enough to know where you need to inject your leadership.
Yeah.
Something to keep people accountable.
Yeah. There's an interesting KPI that I live by that I don't hear a lot, but I'd want to talk to other people that have teams working for them. We track everything projected and actual to a dollars per hour on the job.
Interesting.
Because it's like, here's our cost for all the materials and the subs.
Yeah.
And then I go, how many hours am I estimating that our guys are going to spend on this house? And then I know how much hours I'm paying them, how much I'm paying them per hour. And that becomes my
Our
margin.
guys at scale say they spend about they project their rehab time by $1,000 a day.
Okay.
Okay. So they say,
oh yeah. Okay.
If it's a $40,000 rehab, that's a 40-day rehab.
Yeah.
That's how they're projecting their times.
Yeah.
Obviously not perfect.
That's close to mine, actually.
So $1,000 a day is kind of how they project their time. Then they watch that number to see if something gets off kilter.
Okay.
Right. So then they got to figure out where they need to inject themselves.
Yes.
In the business. And that, that's a good way to project time. The other thing they do is they track two numbers that are percentage of rehab budget spent and percentage of rehab budget or percentage of rehab completed. Okay. But not on a nuanced scale, like 25, 50, 75, or 100.
Oh, right.
And there's conditions for each one of those levels, basically 4 levels.
Okay.
So if you're at 25 completed, but 75 rehab budget spent, they're project managers. A lot of people will ask, how many projects can they handle at once? That's not projects. It's amount of rehab budget.
Okay.
So their project managers can only handle about $400,000 of rehab budget.
Okay.
So that could be 4 $100,000 rehabs.
Yeah.
Or that could be 10 $40,000 rehabs.
Yeah.
But it's about the amount of budget they're managing.
Yeah. So our normal volume is buy around 200, sell around 300 is our normal price range. This last flip 2 flips ago, we took on, we bought for 370 and the ARV is 550 to 600. And so it's basically double the size. And I'm learning our labor is taking way longer.
Oh, for sure.
And than I projected, and surprises are bigger. It's bigger home. And then not having more of an ARV range that wide, gives me anxiety. Yeah. Because on the low end, we're not making much. On the high end, great.
Yeah. It's going to be a home run.
Yeah. As we get closer to the end here, it's my anxiety's going up, worrying about it. But
I think at scale too is when I look at the businesses who are doing, dozens of properties in a month, they know what they do, and they do not go outside of that box.
Yes.
It's they know that they're in the zip code, they're in the subdivisions, they're in the same type of house all the time. They've got maybe 2 to 3 design board options.
Yeah.
And then they have material staged. Yeah. In bulk in either warehouse or in a pod or something.
Yeah.
That's bringing down some material costs on top of the typical Home Depot Pro or, all that kind of stuff. And they just know what they're doing. And if you think about this, I was talking to a lender, one of the lenders that works with our community. And, it's hey, we'll do 100% financing, but we want to do that with operators who are doing the same type of property, who are running a very predictable play. Okay. Right. And they got to be doing, X amount of these. And if they're running a predictable play, we'll put all the money we can into that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because that's less risk.
Yeah.
We've got this wonderful investor in Pensacola. He's a good friend and one of my favorite people, Jansen. He has in-house crews, and his product looks so good, but the same every time. When I look at a house in that market and we're in that market, I know it's his house.
Yeah.
And he'll turn those in 4 weeks.
Okay. Right.
It's just predictable. He did venture out once, and he bought $1 million house that he put $600K in and sold for $3 million.
Okay.
For almost nearly $1 million net. He's got the record in the community on a pure flip. Okay. So, but he runs his play.
Yeah. You're making me realize, this house we're doing now has new plays for us all over. on every floor, and we weren't ready with decisions and our systems so the labor is just dragged for us.
Yeah, you can't do the same pre-project planning for higher end thing that you can do on your normal play in Omaha.
Right.
Like you gotta like I remember talking to Jansen. I'm like, dude, like it's beautiful. It has a movie room. It has like candy on the wall. It was just like, how did you even know? Did you get a designer? He goes, no, man, I literally Google what do rich people put in their houses.
Yeah.
And I just started building a design board based on, you know, what was most attractive to people who could buy a $3 million property in this area.
Right.
And he spent a lot of time on the front end planning of that project.
Yeah.
So that, you know, of course it goes to market and that interest payment's heavy and you sit there, you're going to sit for a little longer because it's a higher end property. Those don't just go off the shelf quick.
Yep.
Different buyer pool. It's just a different play that, you know, you mitigate a lot in the planning up front. Still different play, still different pain.
Well, and like to be able to do that, you have to get past the lead constraint too. Like if you have deals coming in all in that price range, you can be selective.
For sure.
We felt like this was a good deal. We want to hop on it. It's new to us, but we took that risk, I guess, you know?
Yeah.
But
it's awesome. It's awesome to see what you guys are doing. I think it's cool. I love I think it's really cool that you do this business with your dad.
Mm-hmm.
I think, you know, family is important to me. And most of the people in our world here, family is important to them. So
yeah,
that's amazing. I'm proud of you guys. I think your guys' business is cool. I like that you're vertically integrated with construction.
Yeah.
I think that's smart. It's a good way to keep quicker jobs, cash flow coming into your business.
Yeah. Yep.
Which, you know, you're a smart money guy, so you kind of know.
Yep.
But yeah, really appreciate you. So this is our lunch break.
Yeah.
We decided to record a podcast. We're going to go back and do some really cool stuff in the workshops where we're going to work. You basically have a bunch of highly paid employees who are ready to work in your business.
This is awesome. I get to underwrite a deal and have Adam watch me underwrite it.
Yeah. Well, actually we're going to have Lindsay actually underwrite it.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
And run your numbers.
Yeah.
She's incredible. Like she's so incredible, maybe too incredible. On a house we bought for $150,000, needed no rehab.
Okay.
It was worth 220 was her true underwriting. She said, no, it's worth 200. We just had it appraised to refinance it into a DSCR loan. It appraised at 307.
Jeez.
So she's tight on her underwriting.
Yeah.
The facts and data.
Yeah.
So,
I need that though. Cause I want the deal.
Yeah. And you like that one comp right there.
Yes. Right.
Yeah. You got to throw that one out.
Yes.
So, cool, man. I
Right.
appreciate you coming on. This has been a really cool podcast, just chatting. And what do you need in your business right now? Like are you looking for more investors who can get in on some of your opportunities? Do you have like a nonprofit? Do you have anything that's important to you?
We're trying to build kind of a community with, so kind of sending them some updates and going to get them out to the houses to see the project. So anyone in Omaha that is interested, please reach out to me and we can see if we have an opportunity for you.
That's great. On social media, what's the best way to reach out to you?
Yeah. Facebook, Bret McKeever.
Bret McKeever. All right.
Yep.
We'll put it in the show notes. Thanks, man.
Cool. All right.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.